throughout the world, companies struggle with several commonalities, and one of the top issues that businesses and relationships, personal relationships, struggle with is retaining and building stronger and better and more effective relationships. And here's why they keep struggling with that. Because people don't know how to interact in a way that will build closer connection to get better outcomes. When you give a compliment, you actually do several things. You see, here's the issue. Most people talk about gratitude, and they'll even talk about practicing it, but the problem is that gratitude is an internal exercise. Giving a compliment is an external exercise. It's an external expression of internal gratitude, which means A, you need to have that internal gratitude that you're practicing, but B, to actually spread it and help impact others, you have to give a compliment, which means you have to find something inside you're already so grateful for about someone else and share that with them. And as you start to do that, it has a domino effect that starts to really have a beautiful impact. In fact, one of the biggest, most costliest things costing companies worldwide billions, if not trillions, according to some reports I read, an employee leaves a company because they want to go somewhere else. Now, employees leave for higher pay, absolutely, but they also leave because they're not getting the compliments that they're looking for. They're not getting appreciation of what it is that they're doing on a daily basis. So they leave for higher pay, but they stay for the compliments. And here's why. Now, Harvard Business Review study, they showed, or an article that showed this study was talking about that there's 3 different teams they did in research. And just for very simple, basically what they found was the high-performing, meaning sales, marketing, corporations that were doing great, the high performers, meaning they are kicking butt, they had 5.6, which means about, let's say, 6 compliments to every 1 negative statement. That ratio, which means you have to give a positive something, a compliment to someone else, 6 times before you can say one thing that's negative. Wow, that's a lot. In fact, that might sound like a big number if you really think about it, but John Gottman, who is one of the foremost psychologists and experts in the area of relationships, he talks about the personal relationships. The Harvard Business Review was talking about business corporate relationships, but he found that 5-to-1 ratio is the secret number in being able to build a relationship. That means that every 6 things that are said between a spouse or 2 partners or 2 people in a friendship, 5 of those 6 need to be a positive in order to even build up the bank account to make a withdrawal when you say something that's a negative. So positive to negative is the first piece. But there's also, I just want to share with you, there's a formula of how to give a compliment. One of the reasons why people don't give tons of compliments is because they're not really sure, okay, so what do I say, and how do I say it, and what do I do? Gotcha. There's 3 parts to a compliment. Do you know what they are? So the first one is that it has to be specific. If someone says to you, hey, I like your outfit today, right? That might sound nice, but it doesn't really say anything. It's kind of just general. But if you make it specific, if you say, hey, I really like the way that you put yourself together. We're going to be doing work today and running around, going to different meetings, but I really like you just put yourself together. You're always just looking like, right, nice and pruned up. And if you make that compliment something specific, then the person appreciates, I really like the tie, I really like the outfit that you put on. Or, instead of complimenting the external, it's even better to compliment something specific that's the internal. So let's say you said like this, I really appreciated how you showed up last night and you really helped me with the project. Specific, what they did to help you. The second part is time bound. It was last night you came, it was just the night before the deadline. And then the third piece is the impact that it had. And because you came there, I needed that support. That support enabled me to rock it and really finish what I needed to in the time frame that needed to happen. Specific, time-related, and the impact it had. And the final thing I want to share with you about giving compliments is, you as the person receiving the compliment need to give yourself permission to receive the compliment. How many times have you had someone that wants to give you a compliment, and then you might even say the nicest thing, but you go, oh no. Or maybe you're the person giving the compliment, and the person just responds as, oh, you're too nice. Now, how does that feel? Do you want to give them another compliment? That just pushes it away. That doesn't help encourage that. So here's what you need to do. You need to go inside, when you're getting a compliment, you need to go inside your mind and say, you know what? I don't know if I agree with it or not, or maybe I do agree with it, but I'm going to give myself permission. You know, Isaac, when you said that specific thing, when you showed me the way to do this, that really helped me have this outcome. And I go inside and I say, wow, hear what they said? Something I did for them really had a huge impact. That is one of the ways that you go inside, you take it in, and you can then at that point decide whether you want to keep the compliment and let it go to your heart or not.